Well, we
Yay!
probably should get started. It's a little after 11. Good to see everybody. Come on in. There's Lloyd up there. I see he's still down in Texas, it looks like.
I wish. Well, actually, no, it's no warmer down there.
Okay.
28 degrees in Harlingen, Texas, down the very southern tip of Texas.
Well, that's probably warmer than the -6 we woke up to this morning here in Arkansas, which is fine.
Oh, you're in Arkansas. Yeah. Yeah, it's cold all over.
Yeah, it's all good. Good to see everybody. What is today's December 23rd, 22. So it's good to see everybody. Come on in, and I don't know, we have Laura give her a disclaimer. I think she left it at home, but she's good enough to
I've got it.
So,
Okay.
So here we go. We'll get started in a second.
All righty. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have and need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any financials or any solutions or contractors here. You're welcome to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of every month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Laura.
All right. Anybody have anything they'd like to sell, buy, anything help with? We were sitting here talking about the new procedures at the courthouse where you can't go on the 4th floor anymore and look up your own stuff. Eric was just telling us about that, but. Oh.
Well, I don't have my stove there, right? The last time I was on was two weeks ago. I don't have my range anymore. I offered it to for $100. I ended up selling it for $175 on the neighborhood. What now? It's in the neighborhood. It's the Facebook Marketplace. Use that.
Oh, nice. How'd you do that now, Lloyd? Did you do it just locally, or did you have a group you put that in?
I didn't. This is my first. I don't even have a Facebook account. I use my wife's Facebook account to get on, and I just advertise it fairly locally. Yeah, they had. I saw there were some buyer groups. I didn't know what that was about.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good thing to get into a group in your area, the buying and selling? I don't know. I just put it out there in the local area. So
maybe your wife could tell us about that, since she's
she doesn't do any more with it than I do with it. She just got on because she had a high school reunion that was only to get the information about her high school reunion a couple years ago. So she opened an account, but she hardly ever looks at it. Anyway, yeah, I had a ton of people looking for it, respond to it. So I probably could have sold it the next day if I would have checked back. You can't use. I put a contact information in there, but apparently they don't pass along telephone numbers on there. I put it to text me at my phone number, but nobody ever texted me. They just answered it through the messenger. I guess that's how they got it set up. So Facebook controls all the communications.
You know, there is a way you can get around that. I do that on eBay and a couple other things. Is you take your pictures that you're going to put on there and then mark those up. Put your contact information on the picture. Put text Lloyd at the number and then your email address. Because I know I found that out through eBay, because I used to buy and sell a lot of stuff on there, which I still use it somewhat, but not as much. But they started going through their algorithms and they won't let you, which makes no sense. They don't want the buyer and seller to contact anybody ahead of time. I guess their logic is because you'll do a deal without them and they won't get their, whatever percentage they get or their fee, which I understand that. But sometimes, like with real estate and with some other stuff, you really want to talk to somebody before you just buy it, or even sell it. And so the way I've done that is I just take my photos and I mark them up. and do that. They wouldn't let my videos slide through because they started letting videos, but then when you start giving your contact information, for whatever reason, their algorithms won't let it go on there. But they haven't not stopped the photos as of this point. So
Okay. So
that's something to keep in mind.
That's currently in. Okay, thank you. Good ideas. Yeah, when I got something else to sell, that I'll do that.
Good deal for somebody for a range, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it looked like new. So the guys couldn't even complain about it. In fact, when he texted me and that he was coming, he didn't show up on time. And I said, hey, I texted him back, or I messaged him back. You're gonna show up? He was about an hour after he said he was gonna be here. I got 4 other people that are wanting to buy it. If you can't get here tonight, I'm gonna tell them to come over. And he said, no, I'm on my way. And he showed up shortly after that, and he didn't quibble on the price.
Well, that's a good price. You can't beat that. Yeah.
Well, no, you can't pay. I paid almost 10 times that for my new range. So.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. Lloyd, on that Facebook ad, is that free? Is that you get free advertisement on there?
Yeah, as far as I know, I said it's the first time I did it. It looks like they did have some options to boost to get it wider. Maybe somebody else that's on Facebook that sold stuff knows. I didn't do anything special, though. So they said if you want to boost, they had some buttons to click to boost your ad. But I figured, oh guys, let it go as is. I figured that there may be a charge for that, but no, I didn't. Didn't cost me anything. So when everybody says that, Facebook Marketplace is the new Craigslist now. So I thought, well, I better give it a try. And it worked. It worked for me. Got that range out of my garage, and so now I can get my car back in the garage. Boy, it's a good
Just in time.
Yeah, just in time. Right. So yeah, anybody else had any experiences with with Facebook Marketplace, and give us some advice?
I've sold quite a few things on Facebook Marketplace, but you have to be very careful. There are people that are trying to get you to, they'll make up a story saying they can't make it over, but they want the product. They're going to send their niece. And do you have a Zelle account? And if you say no, they'll say, well, I can pay you via Zelle. Well, it's a scam. They're trying to get your bank account.
Yeah.
I've had about 10 or 12 people do that to me.
Really? Okay. No, yeah, there's anytime there's a good system set up, somebody's trying to mess it up, trying to scam.
Right.
No, I put in my ad, cash only, must pick up. And when somebody responded to me, hey, I'd like to come take a look, I said, do you have cash, and do you have a pickup truck to put it in? Have a vehicle large enough to put it in? Those were the questions I had.
Good idea.
Both of those, forget it. Yeah, somebody said, oh, I don't have a big enough car to get it in, and I got to find somebody to haul it for me. And next. So there was plenty of people looking for a good buy. So
how long did that take you, Lloyd? Was it from the time you posted it till the time that you actually?
Well, like I said, if I had been checking, I posted it, I want to say like on last Saturday. If I would have been checking my wife's message accounts, I probably could have sold it on Sunday, because I said I didn't even look until Monday, and oh, wait a second, and oh hey, there's somebody it had 2 responses, and so I responded back to both of them, and they one of them said, oh no, I found another one yesterday. They needed a range, and they moved on to since I didn't respond, they moved on and bought something else. And I forget what the second one was. I don't think they ever responded back when I told them it was still available. So during the week, I think during the week, a couple more came in. I think it was Wednesday. He finally came in. The guy I contacted on Monday finally came out, and it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I forget now. And picked it up.
The only thing I've ever used Facebook on as far as real estate goes was that's how we actually found Melissa, because I asked for some roofing recommendations, and then a couple of people recommended her, and then I talked to her, and now she's coming, she joins our group regularly. And the other one that I use, which really is very helpful, is Deals Gone Bad. And you can put, if you want to find out about anybody in particular, you just go, now it's a private group, they have to let you in, but it's not hard to get in these groups as long as you're not a scammer or a spammer or one of those kind of people that come in and want to do, some crazy stuff, just like what they're talking about, what you guys are talking about with Zelle and all that. Because that's another whole deal. They try to keep people out. But those two groups in particular, I found some really helpful things in there too. But as far as what's nice about like the Deals Gone Bad group is sometimes, and I've seen this happen, I like to see the conversation, see where they go, but there's people actually defended their self and they find out it was a bad customer that's just trying to do that. So you can find out both sides of some of this stuff, that's been very helpful for me anyway. Now, I don't try to monetize anything on Facebook. I never have. That, to me, that was back since day one, since I first got in there 2007 or whatever. I thought more of it as a waste of my time, which it's not always though, because that's a great place for a lot of people. Now it seems like it's more for us older people to stay in touch. I mean, Laura's mom, who just passed away a few months ago, she was 90 years old. She was on Facebook every day. And she even learned the emojis and all the little things and the stuff. And so, I mean, it's just, but it's a way. I have aunts and cousins and stuff. That's how they stay in touch with everybody. But you can find out a lot of good information, I mean, there's stuff on there. What I do now is I just go there once a day and look at stuff. I want to see whose birthday it is, if there's anything important. I don't go there. In fact, there's a guy I watch in one of my groups, Benjamin Hardy. He's a doctor and he does a lot of psychological stuff. But he says he's the one that got me into doing it once a day. Is the first thing in the morning, a lot of people open up their emails and all their stuff, which I don't do because it's like going to the casino. You don't know what you're going to react to. And that's pretty much how it is, because now you're in a reaction mode, whereas you wait and very specifically go to Facebook. And then I don't know, I'm going to look more at what you're saying there too, Lloyd, about maybe selling some stuff there. That sounds like something to really look at, because I know only thing I think I did buy some arrowheads there a couple of years ago, from somebody. But I can't really think of too much business I've conducted there. So that's, anybody else do any more business on there or do anything there?
Yeah, I've sold thousands of dollars worth of stuff, whether it's from my house or years ago when I was doing some dumpster hustling and cleaning stuff up and just, reselling it. And it's a perfect platform for that. It, as Jeannie was saying, that, there's a lot of scammers, and as long as you can kind of learn that process and get past it and be firm on your, if you're firm on your pricing, just say, $100 firm and, cash only, or porch pickup is a phrase that's used there. So like PPU is porch pickup only. If you don't want to drive or meet, I'm not going to drive and meet you at the mall unless you don't want people at your front door. That's your preference. Yeah, Zelle is one of the scamming ways. I use Venmo. I've never had an issue with Venmo and selling stuff, because once it's in my account, they can't get it back unless I give it back. And what else? Yeah, and then I just use, I say, hey, give me a rating, and I'll rate you too. And people always give you a good. So I got a 5-star rating. People trust you a little bit more, I think. And maybe scammers will leave you alone a little more too if you have a higher rating. But it's really easy to just, go through your house over Christmas and say, well, let's get rid of all this stuff. Go to Goodwill, or hey, let me see if I can, make $50 off of this. If you have the time. I've kind of determined that it's not really all worth my time unless it's a bigger ticket item like a range or something like that. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I would say I'm concerned about it being a time waster. We're looking at, my wife and I are both looking at cleaning out some of our antique collection. It's kind of overwhelmed us, and she started looking on Facebook since I was advertising the range there. She started looking through her, oh, is anybody advertising the antiques? And she couldn't see anything that was there. So I don't know that it's probably not a good place. Although if there's older people, you know, we're about the only ones that care for antiques anymore. It seems like the kids these days, neither of our kids are even interested in any of the antique stuff we've got. So to part with it one way or another. Trying to think if we can monetize it.
Yeah, and generally, it is, you know, completely free unless you want to, you know, boost it and advertise it in that regard. And you know, if people are coming to your house and giving you cash, there's no way Facebook can take any cut of that. If you take money through Facebook Pay and all that stuff, that's when they'll take a slice off the top. But otherwise, it's totally free. Yeah.
Okay. So how do they do that? If you would boost, do you have to give them a credit card number or?
I think so. You might have to put your credit card in and sign up for this whatever Facebook Pay is. But I've only sold one thing that was like shipped to a different state, and I sold it for, you know, $50 and paid, you know, $4 or something to Facebook. It was an antique. I was having trouble selling it.
Oh, okay. I hate hearing that. So,
Lloyd, there's something called in the tax code, there's something called the cost basis. So if you paid, you know, $100 for an item 20 years ago and you're selling it for $20, then you according to the IRS tax code, the cost basis was 100, you're losing money on the item. So then whenever you sell an item for less than what you paid for it, you don't have to pay taxes on it. But if you end up making money, like you bought it for 100, you sell it for 200, then that's taxable income. So you know, just keep that in mind too, you know, so just sell it for 99 or, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of the big ticket items that we purchased in the past probably are not worth what they are. Or we would not get our money back. But I have gone through. We did part with a few pieces of antique furniture a couple years ago. There was a shop here in St. Charles that was an antique shop, and they did take it on a consignment.
Have you tried an estate sale company that would take all those items for you and sell them on your behalf?
I have not yet.
That would be a huge time saver.
It is, yeah. There's an idea. In fact, we had forget the name of the company. I've got a contact information. A couple of years ago, John had a speaker come to one of our meetings that was from an auction company down in Arnold, I believe, somewhere down south, Jefferson County. And he had an auction service, and he would actually come out to your house. And in fact, if you bought a house, I think he was kind of appealing to the wholesalers who bought a house full of junk, and he would come through, pick out the items that you could get money for. He'd take them down to his auction house, or he'd tell you what would be saleable, and take them down to his auction house and put them together so you can make money out of some of the junk that you would have otherwise thrown in the dumpster.
That's brilliant.
So yeah,
that's a great business model. A win-win.
That's why I hung on to his number. I think I got his contact information on my phone somewhere, but can't think of his name offhand. And yeah, we may end up doing that. But right now, you're just cleaning out some small stuff to make room for our kitchen renovation right now.
Yeah, Laura's house, they just had an auction company because her mom passed away a few months ago, and they just had a state company come out there. And I talked to her about, it's a kind of a family run thing, but I talked to them about talking to our group. They go through and do the whole process from start to finish. I mean, they even sold stuff like open bottles of Tums that were in the closet and stuff like that, which I thought was, she said, don't throw nothing away. People will buy everything. And she's pretty much right. But it goes back to what you were talking about. Stan is who you're talking about. Stan, can't remember his last name, but he came out a few years ago. They closed their auction house, but he still does private auctions. So they still do it. That's still a big service. Things changed a couple of years ago, But that's a whole business, like Mary said, in itself. I mean, that's a great, and it really depends. It goes back to what you just said. If you want to put the time into it, the cost, whether it's worth the money for you. The way I got into basically with the low tax sales was just exactly like that. Because I used to buy and sell coins on eBay back in the 90s, and I'd make 20 or 25 bucks maybe on a coin, and that was great and all this. Well, I found a guy where I could buy properties for a few $100s. And sometimes they would sell an auction anywhere from 500 to 1,000. So I thought, well, if I could buy something for 500 bucks and sell it for 1,000, that's way more money than 25 bucks a coin. How many times do I got to do that? So that's where I started finding the over the counter properties, which we talk about now, and I still do those. But now I just buy coins for my own use or my own pleasure, whatever you want to call it, because I'm just still an amateur coin collector, but I don't look at that stuff because it's not worth $100 for me to mess with it. So that's where you got to draw the line, kind of like Scott was saying, is it worth you? Because you can make a lot of money. If you got no money, you can go find stuff and sell it. There's people, I just seen a thing on YouTube not too long ago, and this guy does a whole thing. I can't remember his name, but he does a whole thing on, this is what he does. He goes to the dollar store and buys Hot Wheel collectibles that you can't find, ones everybody looking for, and then he'll sell those for 20 bucks or whatever they are. And so he just made 20 bucks for going in, on each item he bought from the dollar store. And that's a whole deal. And you can sell that, I don't know where, I can't remember the marketing he uses, but it might be Facebook Marketplace or one of those, but that's how he does it. So, and even regular products, they do like cleaning supplies, because at Walmart, it might cost $8 for this, and you can buy it at the dollar store for $1, the same product. So he'll sell it at $5, which is cheaper than Walmart. So, but it depends. Do you want $5 or do you want to concentrate on a wholesale deal and make it $5,000? Same amount of time,
Yeah. Yeah. We got so many little items, antique items that I'm afraid most of them, we neither one of us want to waste the time to set up a whole nother business. It would have to be a business if we're going to do it that way, and doing the shipping and advertising and shipping and communications with the buyers. So if you're an antiquer, keep your eye out on Goodwill, St. Vincent's, and the Salvation Army, because we're going to be dumping some stuff out there.
You
We'll
could also have like a one-day sale. Go ahead. Somebody else was talking. Oh, okay.
John just said that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You could have a scheduled estate sale, like where you could have like your garage full of all the stuff, and then people come through for like 1 or 2 days, like a Friday and Saturday or whatever. And then it's over. And then, after that, then you could do, what I mean? If you wanted to like not have to pick and move up all the stuff, like box it up and all that. That I was just, last minute thought there.
Yeah, more like a garage sale type of thing. We had very poor luck with garage sales.
No, it's called an estate sale. So people know that there's going to be antiques and nicer, and estate sale companies take pictures of the nicer items, like stained glass and all wood furniture, things with carvings, fine art pieces, unique things, ceramics. People are looking more for art. They're looking more for, like tools and like, nicer things, But anyway, that's
okay. Yeah. If you use an estate sale. But yeah, and I do know at least one person that does estate sales. So.
There's another idea.
Mm-hmm.
We're here in Northern California, even Southern California. I don't know your area, but there are consignment shops here. They sell furniture, they sell paintings, they sell antiques in the glass case, and all kinds of stuff, pillows and sofas. And they will come to your house and pick everything up that you want to get rid of. And they will take it to their consignment shop. And then they will send you a check as different things sell. They'll send you a check. They take, anywhere from 30% to, I don't know, they might take as much as 50%. I'm not sure, but they do all the work. They just show up and take it all from you. And then you get checks in the mail, and so you're done with it. You're rid of it. And But also St. Vincent de Paul will come and pick it all up. And I gave a lot of stuff to the hospice thrift shop, one of the hospice thrift shops out here, because I like hospice, and the store is completely staffed with volunteers, and all of the money goes toward the hospice. Now, there are other communities like that, other nonprofits and things that you could, but so they pick it all up. And if it's something that they can't sell in their thrift shop, they bring it to St. Vincent de Paul's or Goodwill or someplace and donate it. So you don't have to figure out what sells and what doesn't. And you're supporting a nonprofit of your choice or something. There are those kinds of thrift shops out there.
Yeah, we've got a few of those around. There aren't as many as there used to be. It seems like. In fact, my wife has been taking a few things to. I think it's a chain, USA Resale or US Resale. I forget the name of it is. She's in business with cleaning out her closet and taking clothing out there. But then she said, "Oh, I see some other items out there and housewares and stuff like that." So she's been trying to take a few things there, but I think they get like 60% of what the sale price is. But you know, hey, we're trying to get rid of it anyway. So yeah, anything is better than donating. But then yeah, donations you can write it off on your taxes too. Yeah, we did give a lot to larger items of furniture, especially. I've donated to St. Vincent de Paul. Here we got a local store here in St. Charles. Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for all those ideas. Appreciate it. So what's everybody doing other than just trying to stay warm today? Not much, huh? That's a job in itself. Yeah, I bundled up, put long underwear on, put about 5 layers on, and I dug out my wool stocking cap, pulled up the hood, and just to take my trash can out this morning. I don't even know if it's going to get picked up because Friday is our trash pickup day. I drug in the yard waste from yesterday that never got emptied, but I'm hopeful that somebody their trash pickup is going to get by sometime today. But and then I put some seeds out for the birds, so because everything else was covered up with snow, the feeders were covered up with snow. So. And that was an effort. I didn't have a second breakfast when I came in after that little jaunt out.
Well, I have to say that those window seal kits, have you guys ever used those window seal kits that have the shrink wrap and the tape on the windows? Because I have a really thin windows. It's like a rental, and the windows are like over 30 years old and they're horrible. And I literally had snow on the inside of the metal, like it was like frosted all over us.
Yeah,
it was so cold. And so yesterday I was like shivering all day in my room until I put one of those seal things on my window, and it's like toasting here now. So I'm so psyched because it was like night and day difference. So I'm just saying, if you have any of your like, I don't know, you're like rental people or something if you have some old houses that aren't good, or taking your energy bills and making them really high or something like that, and some rental you have, or I don't know. Maybe you guys all have really nice houses with great windows, but I'm just saying.
well, yeah, we've got thermal pane windows now, but yeah, it reminds me of the days. My very first house, while I was renovating, before I put storm windows on it, yeah, I put some plastic on the inside. It had the wooden sashes with no storm windows, and so yeah, it got pretty drafty the first winter I was in there.
Yeah, I look forward to that one day. Have those nice windows. That'll be one of the first things I do. That's exciting. Anyway.
Okay. Anybody got anything else to?
This is more of a,
Sure,
I guess, renovation question / what's maybe your guys' landlording experience over the years. I I'm looking at a couple of buildings in South City, and they're 4 families, and they're one bed, one bath shotguns. Need full renovations. If I were to buy these, the sellers had previously flipped 2 exact same buildings, and they turned them from 1 bed, 1 bath to 2 bed, 1 bath, and kept them as 4 units. So the way that they did that was, that first bedroom you walk in, that's your living room. The next one is usually your pass-through bedroom. Then the rear is the kitchen. So what they did was they took the kitchen, put it in the middle, and then turned the back room into a bedroom, and then took that front living room and made that a bedroom. And if you're wondering, the same thing that I had was, well, where's the living room? And there isn't one. So what they did was flip these 2 buildings into 2, it's 8 bed, 4 bath, 4 family, and sold it for crazy amount of money to 2 different sellers and got a crazy, ARV on it. I don't want to necessarily take that risk and because they're trying to sell it as an 8 bedroom, even though it has 4 bedrooms. They're just selling with the idea that you could make it 8 bedroom. I could foresee, so I guess my next question is, if I'm going to rent this to Section 8 or maybe like a veterans organization as a 2-bed voucher, that could work. For families who don't maybe utilize a living room like maybe I do or you do, it's not really that important. But at the same time, I don't want to cut up an old South City building and make it, non-functional for maybe 10 years down the road when that's not functional anymore. And I don't know, I guess curious of what maybe your thought or approach is to that. Someone might say, hell yeah, make it 8 bedroom and flip it and make money, or make it an 8 bedroom and rent it and get 2 bedroom rent. And in some part of my mind, I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do that to a building. It's not hard to undo that in the future, but I don't know. Anybody have a thought on that, or if maybe that's worked for Section 8 and you think just do it? Yeah, that works. Anybody have a thought or experience on it?
Yeah, before you do it though, I would think you might check with Section 8 and see what their requirements are, or if you're already familiar with, if you know that would meet their requirements. I used to have, I know exactly the unit you're talking about. I had a couple buildings like that years ago, but I know the building right next door to me, he did take his into 2, made him into 2 bedrooms. I don't think he put the kitchen in the middle though. I never got on the inside, but I know that there were some bigger families that lived in the building next door. I think he might have partitioned off, put a partition down through the larger, the front room. I think they still had left the kitchen in the rear. They just put a partition between the 2 in the middle or the front room. But yeah, that is an idea though. If you're all your rooms, mine were all rooms were about the same size. It was a big kitchen, a big living room. Of course, mine, it had a jog cut out of it when they added plumbing to the building to put the bathroom in. The middle room had a bathroom added. So especially if it needs updating anyway, if you got an old cast iron soil stacks, and if it needs to be updated anyway, yeah, that might be a good solution you put it. Although you have to have the entrance into the bathroom cannot be right directly into the kitchen though. So you might have to work around that requirement.
That's a great point because what you're talking about with updating is the cost you might get into. If you're going to do it anyway, yeah, that would probably be worth it. But if it's going to, I would look at the cost for your risk for reward. What do you have to spend to get it? Because once you open up the walls, there's a good chance you get inspectors being nosy and looking at other stuff too. I mean, I don't know. That's some of the things I've ran into in the past. You know, if they see one thing, then they say, well, wait, you got your wall open. So let's look at your stack. Let's look at your electric. Let's look at all that stuff. And if you weren't going to do that anyway, but then again, you know, if you're going to do that anyway and add the extra, you know, what are you going to get as far as your reward? You know, is it going to be that much more income to justify the cost? You know, I mean, that's kind of,
Yeah, that's, I was kind of alluding to the same thing. Yeah, if it really needs to be rehabbed, and it's got an old soil, you know, got a 100-year-old soil stack that's probably got holes rusted in when you open up the walls. I'm thinking about a gut rehab where you'd have to be doing that anyway. It may be worthwhile doing it. I think that's what like I said, I was referring to the building that was next door to mine. I think had been a gut rehab done before I bought the building I had. But, and I just had, you know, rented them as one bedrooms, and worked out good. In fact, that's where it was one of the buildings that I had trouble. It was at, I don't know if people are familiar with the 4 families where the second floor entrance is from the rear porch. There's only a rear entry. There's only 2 doors in the front to go into the first floor, but then the rear entries go up to the second floor. And I had trouble renting those second floor units. People just didn't want to walk around to the back. And even though it was lighted, we had exterior lights on the porch and everything. It was just hard to rent. And I ended up furnishing both of those. I went to a hotel. One of the auction was doing renovation, and bought a couple rooms of hotel furniture and set them up as furnished units too. It was another way I got around that. And I was expecting that, yeah, okay, that people probably won't stay as long as they were, because people are, you know, they're more transient if they're just renting furnished. I had 2 of the longest term tenants in the building that moved into those. They loved them because there were very, very few furnished apartments at the time. I'm talking about, this is back in the 80s and 90s. There were very few furnished apartments in South City. So they weren't too many to choose from. And they liked the way I took care of my building, and they moved in and they stayed. They were still there when I sold the building years later.
Good move, Lloyd.
Pardon?
Good move.
Oh yeah, I've shared that.
Way to, you know, I mean, you problem solve. I mean, like, awesome. That's entrepreneur win.
Hey, that's what being a member of this group for over 30.
Woo!
I mean, I got that kind of mindset. Now, what can I do to solve this issue? And that popped in my head. I looked at that was back in the day when most of the advertising was all in the newspaper, and I looked at the sections of newspaper, the South City Journal or the South County Journal. Like, there was unfurnished apartments. There were just row after row after row of them, and it says furnished apartments, and there was only about this many, you know, a half a dozen I say, golly, there's very few of those. And yeah, they were getting more money than so I said, let me give this a try. And I found this hotel auction, and plus I think I had one extra set of some furniture that was left in the house we were living in at the time and renovating, had been a rooming house. And so there's some extra furniture was left there behind when we bought it. So I moved some of that stuff down there. And so we got up two nice apartments. So. Another thing I want to, talk about, you remember this group, another idea. I just, this week I finished delivering my cookies to all of my residents. Something I picked up from Ruth Hollander years ago. She shared with us that things she used to do, little things for her clients that just made them, things that probably most of us wouldn't think about. I know I haven't done this because it takes a lot more work, but she used to actually write birthday cards. She'd write down all her residents' children's name and their birthdays, so she knew when their birthday was. She put them on her calendar. She would send her birthday cards, and that was just something special that she did, and kind of set her made her residents think pretty highly of her, along with the way she took care of her buildings and stuff too. But she always had delivered a little box of cookies or something special at Christmas time. And I could do that once a year. My calendar isn't organized enough to send out birthday cards every month, but I can do that. So I've been going to Costco, buying these great little boxes, these tins of cookies from Costco, and put a Christmas card on it, sitting on their porch, ring the doorbell, and then I send them a text, hey, I just dropped a box off, but it's a little gift on your porch. And something that's really appreciated. And my long-term tenants, they look forward to it now. So it gives you something extra.
That's a great point, Lloyd, and I'm glad you do that because Ruth was the one that always did that. And she gave us a lot of good tips like that, but it gives you the wow factor. It makes you different than everybody. I know talk about the tens, that's stuff that people don't throw away for some reason.
Sure.
Years ago, when I was a mortgage broker, there's a company down in Valdosta, Georgia, that I used to have tins of cookies made for when anybody closed a loan. And it was very expensive. It was like $35 for like 24 cookies, but they hand baked them and they sent them out overnight the next day. But it had I custom designed my own logo and stuff on the tin with my phone number and contact info. So they had me sitting there all year long when they're putting their pennies or whatever they use that tin for. I wouldn't get out of their mind because even the magnetic business cards, which we used to use, would sit there on the refrigerator, but every once in a while they clean those off. I used to like those. I'd give them out around Thanksgiving because they hold they like the kids' pictures and the artwork from school on the refrigerator, but they got your name every time they see the picture, they see you connected with something nice. But the tins are ideal. If you can find some tins, you probably even make your own stickers now to put them on there with your contact info right on the tin with the cookies. So it wouldn't even cost anything anymore because those come in 30 packs, those little labels or whatever. You could probably print off a little thing with your picture on it, whatever you want.
Sure.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I got stick on labels I can run through my printer. I can make up my own logo reminder and stick on. Thank you for that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a great thing. Yeah. And Christmas, everybody loves presents.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your tenants to have that quick and easy of access to your phone number though? I was just saying, unless it's your property manager. I don't know, just a thought. Are they going to call you when they're, so what's the point of having your number that quick? I was just curious, John, is that for if they have a referral or something?
I always want easy access to me for whatever contact information I give them. If you got a property manager, you may want to put your property manager on there. You may want to just put your email on there. It depends on whatever information is like coming here right now, whatever information you want to give out, because it's public, you should do that. I wanted people to get back in touch with me because I did a lot of things nobody else did, and I want easy access, but I want to keep them in front, keep myself in the forefront of them for any time they're thinking about something that might connect with me. That was my thoughts,
Okay, cool. Got it.
It depends on what you want to do, what your motivation is. But Lloyd, he may want to put his phone number on her. He may not want to. He may just want to put a thing with his face and his family smiling, saying thanks for being here, just a thank you note. They might still have to look you up, or it just depends on what you want to do. But that you can make yourself easy access. That's what I always like to do.
Yeah, well, I do own my own maintenance too.
Yeah.
So if my tenants have an issue, I want them to call me or text me. One or the other. Go ahead, Bruce. You start to say something?
Yeah, is anybody, I read something, I've never tried it, where you can have two numbers on one cell phone. So you could have a business number along with a personal number and just give out that business number. So, if it's a business call, you don't have to answer. Although there's the history of other people who had two phones and one was the business and one was the personal. So they separated it out that way. So you could have two different numbers. Just a thought. I've never tried to figure out how to put two numbers on one phone, but apparently there's some software or some systems out there that can do that.
Bruce, yeah, that's right. We just changed ours to AT&T and added a separate business line on our cell phones that have our personal telephone number. So they can do it, of course, for a price.
Well, of course, AT&T, anything in price.
But you can also use because you can use a Google number. And that's
let's say Google Voice. Yeah, you can have a separate number.
Or like me, also you can use like I have T Online, You can also go, if like say I have a T online, a normal phone number, but you also can add a business number with them also for free. If you want to check that out as well, if you have T online. So that's something else you can look at.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear you well, Eric. Can you repeat that, what you said?
Okay, I was saying that if like you could use a Google number, that you
Right.
separate, and you can use that as a business number, or like my normal private number, which I have T online. You also could, go to them and add another business number with them. And that was free. I mean, at least when I did it for free. I don't know if it is free now, but when I did, it was for free for T online. So that's also something you can look at.
Eric, your sound is kind of bad. Where do you get it free? I'm always interested in that.
Google.
I heard the Google voice, but was there another one?
Okay, T online. If you had T online, because like I said, my private number is T online.
T online.
You can also go to them as a business and use a business number through T online and add a separate business number with them as well.
Okay, thank you.
And Bruce, with that Google number, I believe you already have a Google Voice number, but if you add the Google Voice app to your smartphone, it'll route it and ring your cell phone. So essentially you have two numbers on one phone.
Yeah, I haven't noticed whether I can tell the difference between which numbers being called or not, because they're synced. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have that available, but I don't know how to tell the difference. And I'm not sure, was it TEE or something that Eric was saying? He might want to type, if he could type that up in the chat, because I'm not sure I understood, even though he repeated it, what he was talking about. Was it a certain company that does that, or like you said, it's probably not free anymore. It's not very often you find free stuff anymore. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, my takeaway from John and Lloyd was that they would turn a 1-bed, 1-bath into a 2-bed, 1-bath units. And if it was hard to rent, they would bribe, furnish it to try to get people in, and then bribe them to stay long-term with cookies.
The cookies, that's
That's
one thing, that's
a
common.
business plan there.
Combine a lot of strategies there.
Thank
Scott,
you.
I kind of like, of course, if I rented and wanted a 2-bedroom, I would want a central living space, for everybody to gather rather than live out of my bedroom. I know people do that, but I would think many people don't. So I like Lloyd's idea where if you're going to rehab anyway, to petition it off, if you have enough square footage to petition off somehow, cut down the living room space and try to make 2 bedrooms and keep the kitchen in the back. Maybe by making a hallway or something to separate the 2 bedrooms.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah, and I've been kind of toying with the idea of, it's the 4 families where you enter this, there's a single front door entrance, and then you go into the stairwells and enter from the interior. So the point of that is that the units on the right side of the building, I could change the front door onto the wall that you approach as opposed to the side, and then close off that front living room as a bedroom. So there's a few, creative ways to do that, but I was considering maybe doing the 2-bed, 1-bath on the right side and then leaving them 1-bed, 1-bath on the left side and just see, because I don't want to have to go in later and take out a partition wall. If I can just kind of trial and error. And if I think, hey, I'm going to just turn these into 2 beds, all I would need to do is literally add a wall and a bedroom door and I guess a closet, and so it wouldn't be hard to do that even after the fact. So okay, now I appreciate the feedback, and I do think overall in this general area it would be acceptable for many people to not have a living room, and if they want a living room, I guess they can rent elsewhere or rent the 1 bedroom. But Okay, yeah, well, thank you, everybody.
Okay. Or it's like,
Scott, did you figure out whether the city would approve that? I mean,
Right.
is it okay to just have a kitchen and 2 bedrooms, or do they require something like a living room? Not including Section 8. I mean, just in plain sight. Obviously, people would love that because, oh, now we've got 2 bedrooms. We can have 4 people living there, whereas 1 bedroom, the city only allows 2 or something like that. Yeah, so I don't know if the city would agree to that housing, because you have to get the housing conservation district involved to come out and approve the units when there's a change
Yeah.
longer than a year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I would personally look into it for sure. I mean, I think that there would need to be, there'll be plenty of building plans that would have to be submitted for the renovation. So, you know, then the occupancy would approve for 2 bedrooms or 1 bedroom. And so there, you know, you couldn't sneak this through. But I guess the initial thought is, well, these guys did it to the 2 other buildings and they pulled permits on everything. So I guess it was approved by the city, you know. But yeah, I would definitely, you know, be making sure of that. Thank you.
mhm. Yeah,
I am. Go ahead, Lee.
you know, that's a strategy too, just to do 2. If you got 4 units, just do one side first. And if that worked out well, you know, you rent them out quickly with more rents for a 2-bedroom unit, then you can do the second, you know, especially if it's as easy as just building a partition in your layout. It'd be a good strategy. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. My thought was, let's say you got everything approved and you went ahead and did the 2-bedroom, like Lloyd was saying, to like a lot of people are saying, to kind of try that out, see if, you know, you get higher rents for it. What if somebody really wanted a living room, what would stop them from decorating the 2nd bedroom as a living room and sticking a couch in there and like a little plug-in fireplace and, like, you know, having a TV in there and having, I mean, what's the difference really between a bedroom and a living room? I mean, it's just a room with drywall and a window, isn't it? I mean, a closet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if someone wants to rent a 2-bedroom because they're a single person, they want a bedroom, then they want an office / living room space. I mean, they'll just be paying rent for a 2-bedroom, you know, price. So that's the deal, you know, is you can decorate the kitchen as a living room if you want, but you're deciding whether to pay 1-bedroom rent or 2-bedroom rent.
Okay.
So affordability, you know, and you know, demographic and all that.
So these are lower income areas that you're doing this in, right?
Yeah, lower income, but at the same time, it's right off of Cherokee Street. So I mean, you can have you know, all kinds of people, all walks of life.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think there's any way to know. I think it sounds like it was. So how long ago did your friends do that to their building?
it was in the last few months. So,
Okay, so it's too early to tell if that's going to work out for them or.
yeah, and and further to clarify, they're not my friends. They're just sellers, but they have stated that they have gotten, you know, $11.25 rent on a 2-bed. And then I did some investigation. I found that they were publicizing these 2 bedrooms. Whoever bought them, they were trying to get $9.95. So, you know, they might be 2 bedrooms, but you can't charge a premium 2-bedroom price. You're gonna have to lower it, you know. So it's like that's why I'm just
okay.
Okay,
I get it. So. What you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Things to consider.
Yeah.
Hey, can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me better?
Yes, that's better, Eric. Thanks.
Okay, because I just put the volume up. I was given suggestion by Mary to put my volume up, so I went in my system to put it up. So hoping y'all can hear me.
It's good. Thanks. Okay, well, anybody else got anything here for today?
I'm just gonna say Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas.
I'm sure everybody else already said that the first like 2 minutes of the meeting, but
Yeah, Merry Christmas in case we get lost here. Yeah.
I guess say at the end then.
Yeah.
Yep, and I guess, John, are you planning on having us to go in next Friday?
Yeah, there's really no holidays coming up other than we might be traveling. So I don't know what time we're leaving like next week because we're down here at a cabin in Arkansas. But I plan on having it. If not, I'll let you know and we'll get it started anyway. A lot of good stuff though. This is a good time of year for everybody, man. Besides the holidays, a lot of people are in a good mood, but there's a lot of people that need help with the real estate. You know, right now is a really good time. Taxes are all due. People are doing stuff, you know. And the bills don't stop just because Christmas rolls around or whatever, you know. A lot of good stuff today, though. Facebook Marketplace, I'm going to go ahead and check that out a little bit more. Scott, be curious to see what you end up with deciding in your South St. Louis projects. Those sound really hopeful. A lot of value add there. What else? Let's see. Mary talked about her window wrapping. Yeah, good idea. We got cold air coming through the windows down here. I know this cabin isn't exactly what I would have as far as my windows go, although everything else is beautiful. Estate companies, Lloyd, you can let us know what you come up with your antiques. There's always good stuff. I know as buyers, wholesalers in particular, I bought houses full of stuff before. So that's always something to keep in mind. What do you do with it? Is it worth your time or worth having somebody else come in? Phone numbers. Yeah, you can have different phone numbers too to run your business. A lot of people do that. That's always a good thing to check out. What else? Treat for your tenants. That's a great point right there. I haven't heard anybody say that, Lloyd, in a few years. And yeah, be different. You know, you want to stand out and have the wow factor. When people say, "Wow, I rented from Lloyd because he gave me baked cookies or whatever, Costco cookies with the new sticker on there." Who knows? You know. But anything you can do to make yourself stand out and be a little bit better than your competition, or at least stand out, you know, because a lot of things are the same, but you don't have to be the same. So I don't know. Everybody have a great Christmas. As far as I know, Laura and I are going to be right here, nice and quiet. We got food, we got snow. We got 3 little waterfalls right outside the door here, but it's too cold to go out and look at them today. So we're not going to. We're going to stay in here and have a fire in the fireplace inside. So anybody else? Scott, there's some.
I see Linda McCaskill has her hand up.
McCaskill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Hi.
go ahead.
I have a contract for assignment in University City. If anyone is interested, it's a 3 and 3 single family with a basement and garage. The square footage is 1,600. Built in 1953.
Do you have a price that you're asking for it, Linda? And would you like to give us your contact information, please?
Sure. It is Forever Housing LLC at Gmail. My contact number is 314-498-0598. And the asking on that property is $225.
Okay. Would you like to type your information in our chat bars too, so we can write that down in case you can't write fast like me?
Absolutely. You want the address as well?
That would be great. Anything you'd like to share with us is always helpful, Linda. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Happy holidays to you all.
Thank you. Sounds like a great opportunity for someone there. So be sure you get Linda's contact information if you're looking for a project right now to end the year and start the new year off with. Sounds like a good opportunity for someone.
Oh, absolutely. The ARV in that area is great. As you know, they just put a Costco over there on Olive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really upcoming. Well, it was a good area anyways, but they're doing more in the area. It is on market, just in case you needed to know.
So when you say a 3-family, did you say the specs of each unit? I missed that part.
It's 3 baths, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths.
Oh, so it's
basement?
not a 3-family. It was just 3. Wait.
Correct, single family.
Single family.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were saying, okay. I misheard that. Okay. 3
Mhm.
3-bedroom, 3 bath. Got it. So how many floors does it have?
It's 1 level with a basement.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where are the bedrooms on the main level?
Yes, there's a bedroom in the basement.
Oh,
I'll
that's what I.
I'll give you some details. It's near golf course, Roof Park Golf Course. The furnace and AC is from 2007. The water heater is 2019, and
Okay.
a 200 amp electrical panel.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I just put the information in the chat.
Oh, thank you. There it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Be sure and copy that down if you're interested there. And you said the asking price 225? Is that
225.
correct? Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Linda. Very nice.
Sure. I am an agent, and actually this would be my first contract for assignment.
Okay, great.
Okay. Yeah. Glad to have you with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else got any last words? Get that information from Linda if you're interested in a place in New City. Yeah, that's a good area. In fact, I think was one of the what would it call the special tax benefit areas was right in there. I think that's why the Costco got built there. Some investors were taking advantage of that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm ready for lunch here. I get up so early and just get out of the snow. Works up an appetite. So
2 breakfasts and now lunch. Boy,
yeah,
boy, you must have got up early.
I'm gonna starting to eat my way through the holidays here.
I stay so skinny. That metabolism is like, woo.
Gotta keep moving.
It's a good day to eat,
Okay.
that's for sure. Well, good seeing everybody. I don't have anything else.
Something else to say?
Have a happy holiday.
Linda's hands up unless it wasn't changed.
No,
whatever.
she just didn't take it down, I think. Yeah, she went away.
Just didn't take it down. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for coming.
So happy holidays. Yep.
Yeah. See you next week, or have a happy holiday here in the meantime.
Yay!
See you next time.
See y'all
Bye-bye.
soon. Thanks
Bye,
for
everybody.
tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.